Hello and good afternoon to you. I'm Mitch McCoy. We're following breaking news. 2 people have died in a shooting on the north side of the river in North Little Rock. These are live pictures we're bringing you at this hour from an active crime scene, a significant police presence in the 4700 block of Augusta Circle. If you're familiar with this area, it is not far from 47th Street and Arrowhead Road. You see the significant police presence out here right now, and you over the last course of several minutes, we've seen a lot of law enforcement vehicles pull into this complex, and I want to read you the tweet that North Little Rock Police sent out just a short time ago. They said that the North Little Rock Police Department is investigating a shooting in the area of 4705 Augusta Circle. That's Arrowhead Estates Apartments. 2 people are deceased at this location. More info will be released as soon as it becomes available as we continue to look at these live pictures from the scene, 4705 Augusta Circle. Again, this is Arrowhead Estates Apartments. And I want to bring up a map for you, and I'm hoping that this map can kind of give you a perspective on the area that we're talking about. Again, this is the 4700 block of Augusta Circle. If we zoom out, you can see that it is just north of Interstate 40, and it is just a little bit northwest of downtown North Little Rock. So when you zoom in here, let's go ahead and go street satellite view mode on this, and I'll bring the picture up full for you here. You can see that this is an apartment complex. I mean, we're talking about an area that is very residential, and you see that maybe a park nearby as well. Again, this is Augusta Circle in North Little Rock, right off of in the middle of Arrowhead Estates Apartments. I want to bring you back to the live pictures now as we stand by. We wait to hear from the North Little Rock Police Department about a double shooting this afternoon. Again, if you're just joining us, we're following breaking news. We are learning about 2 people being shot dead at the Arrowhead Estates Apartments in North Little Rock. You see a significant police presence out here right now. A fairly large area has been taped off as well as crime scene investigators and detectives respond to this area. We have, over the course of a few minutes, we've seen people, specifically officers and detectives, respond into this apartment complex, and they have been pulling in, and they've been going to that far building you see there on the left-hand side of your screen. It's on the other side of that police Tahoe, where we've seen as many officers and detectives around that area. We have not been told any information just yet about the victims. We have not been given any information yet about suspects either. So there's still a lot of information that we just don't know about yet, but we will be learning within the next hour or so. If you're just joining us, we are following breaking news. We're learning about a double shooting this afternoon in North Little Rock. We're learning about 2 people who have been shot and they have died in the 4700 block of Augusta Circle. This is in North Little Rock. A large police presence out here right now as North Little Rock police respond to this area. We are expecting within at least the next hour to hear from the North Little Rock Police Department, and they will be updating us on the situation of this shooting, specifically what happened, specifically what we know about the victim so far, and any kind of search that may be happening for a suspect related to this double shooting today in North Little Rock. Again, you're just joining us. We're following this breaking news out of North Little Rock. 2 people have died in a shooting in the city of North Little Rock. It's right off of Augusta Circle. Specifically, the Arrowhead Estates Apartments is where we're learning that this shooting has taken place today. As we stand by, we continue to monitor these live pictures from North Little Rock. And I want to, as we are continuing to monitor these live pictures, I want to get to my colleague, Katrin Asaf. Katrin Asaf is live at the scene right now. Katrin, tell me what you're seeing and what you're learning so far about this shooting.
Well, Mitch, basically what we're learning is that there's a lot unknown. What we can say is that we're here on Augusta Circle and that this happened in an apartment complex behind where I'm standing now. You can see that this is all blocked off by North Little Rock police officers. We can confirm that there are 2 people who have been shot and they are deceased. I can tell you that the scene right now, there's a lot of people just here looking for answers, trying to figure out what exactly went on, because at this point, there's still a lot unknown. We have spoken with North Little Rock police. We're waiting to get an update on and just any information really on what occurred at this location. Again, you can see that live scene there where a good portion of this area has been blocked off. But for right now, we're just waiting for answers at this point.
Katrin, can you give us an update on the area of where you're at? And obviously, I'm sure roads are also shut down in this area.
They are, yes. So let's see if I can, I'll point to this area. And that's the scene that you're seeing here. I will say that this happened kind of over down there. You can see the crime scene unit truck over there, but this whole road on Augusta Circle is blocked off all the way down there until you get to that apartment complex. And then this roadway here, which let me just confirm what that road is, looks like 47th Street, has been kind of blocked off by cars. It's not officially blocked off by police, but there is a large presence here. So if you're traveling in this area, you're probably going to hit a roadblock just of cars and people waiting to find out what happened in this apartment complex here.
Katrin, what are neighbors telling you? I know you just arrived on scene. What are they telling you?
Basically, that they're trying to get answers as well. From many people that we spoke to, they're not quite sure what happened. A lot came from neighboring areas and from neighboring homes just as they saw the police presence initially and they wanted to find out what's happening. We have seen a number of people who seem to maybe know potentially people in these apartment complexes or family members, and they're waiting to hear if it is their relatives or their friends who were involved in this crime right now. Again, because we don't have a name or age or gender at this point, it's still a lot unknown, and I think people are just worried about who they know in these apartments right now.
So let me just get this straight here. You're saying that there are people there at the scene that are waiting to figure out if their loved ones are victims in this?
Yes.
Okay, we're standing by. Katrin, I got to cut you off. Looks like we're about to get an update from the North Little Rock Police Sergeant, the communications PIO for the police department. This update coming in just a moment as we stand by and we wait for the North Little Rock Police Department to give us an update on this double shooting that happened here today. If you're just joining us, we're following this breaking news. We're learning of 2 people shot dead at the Arrowhead Estates Apartments. This is right off of Augusta Circle in North Little Rock. You see a fairly large crime scene in this area, and you can see the PIO is about to give us an update, the Public Information Officer. As we stand by and wait. Again, if you're just joining us here, I want to give you a perspective on where this is at. This is Augusta Circle right here. It is right at the Arrowhead Estates Apartments as we stand by and we get an update from the spokesperson for the North Little Rock Police Department, who's going to give us an update on 2 people who've been shot dead this afternoon.
Yeah, just let me know when y'all are ready.
I'm ready whenever.
I think we got one more.
Reporters are gathering around. This is the spokesperson for the police department. We're learning 2 people have died in a shooting in the 4700 block of Augusta Circle today. As we continue to monitor those live pictures, we will monitor those live pictures. But we're learning about the shooting. Let's listen in now.
So approximately 1:43 p.m., officers were dispatched here to the Arrowhead Estate Apartments here at 4705 Augusta Circle in reference to a shooting. An individual called our dispatch center and advised that he had shot 2 individuals who were inside of his apartment who are attacking him. When officers arrived on scene, they located 2 individuals who are deceased, and right now our detectives are currently collecting evidence and interviewing witnesses here, and this is an ongoing investigation. The bodies will be transported to the Arkansas Crime Lab for autopsy, and we're asking for anyone who has any information about this incident to please call the North Little Rock Police Department.
I mean, I know this is an ongoing investigation, but there's a lot of people out here. Are you hoping that because there's so many people, so many onlookers, I guess, are you hoping that they'll help with their investigation because there's so many people that live in this neighborhood?
And of course, you know, if you see something, say something. That's what we always tell people. So if there is anything that they have witnessed, we're asking for them to come forward. This helps in the investigation. This helps us to hopefully close this investigation. And right now, again, it is still under investigation. He was saying he was attacked in the apartment. So right now, we don't know if this is considered a homicide at this point or what. So it's all under investigation.
I guess as the person has the person who called dispatch, has he been taken into questioning right now?
I do not know that.
Do you know if the person who was attacked is injured in any form?
I do not.
It's being investigated as a break-in.
No, it's being investigated right now as a shooting. We have 2 deceased individuals there.
Do we know how the individual got into the 2 individuals got into the men's apartment?
I do not know. I do not know that exact answer. I just know that they were inside of his apartment and they were supposedly attacking him. That's what he called and told our dispatch.
Is there any information, is it he known the 2 individuals?
I'm sorry, I can't hear you.
If he had known the 2 individuals?
I do not know that information right now.
So just to clarify, when you arrived on scene, the 2 individuals were already deceased?
They're deceased, yes.
Obviously, this is like I said, it's an ongoing investigation, but it's a little unique when a person calls. You know, talk about how unique it is when a person calls and say, "Hey, I shot 2 people," but it appears so far it looks like it's self-defense in his particular perspective. But obviously, we don't know that. But how unique is that someone calls and says, "Hey, I shot 2 people"? Usually, you guys are looking for the person who shot somebody.
Right. I don't know how unique that is. I don't know the call history to know if we've had a lot of calls where people have called in and say, "Hey, this is what I've done." I mean, I recollect maybe a couple in probably the last couple of years where we had somebody who's called in to say that they had shot somebody in self-defense, but I don't have those numbers on me. I can get those to you.
As far as the scene for it to be cleared for people to be able to go back to their apartments, do you have a time frame for that?
No, not right now. Currently, we're waiting on the Arkansas Crime Lab to come to the location to retrieve the bodies, to take them to the crime lab.
So this particular area could be, you know, it could be an hour, it could be a couple hours.
It could be, and you know, obviously, our detectives want to do a very thorough scene. They want to collect as much information as they can, evidence, you know, information from the individuals here, see if there's any video footage around here. So they're going to do as thorough of a scene as they possibly can. And however long it takes, that's how long we'll be here.
And so for people who are on the scene now, who are watching, and others who maybe are seeing this and feeling like, "Hey, I know someone who lives in those apartments," what would you tell them right now?
Tell them that, you know, obviously avoid the area for right now, because this could take up to a couple more hours, us being out here. But as of right now, there is no threat to the public. We know that we have an individual who is obviously acknowledged that he has shot 2 individuals here, so we're not looking for any suspects at this time. Okay?
What would you recommend to any individuals that may be in a similar situation or faced with something similar? If there's anything that you want to touch on?
Call the police. If somebody's breaking into their house, we ask them to call 911. Obviously, you know, retreat if you can, hide if you can, call the police. You know, usually we're not asking you to try to have that encounter with somebody who is breaking into your house. Yeah. Okay? All right. Is that it? Thank you. Thank you.
His microphone.
You want your mic?
If you're just joining us, we are continuing to follow this breaking news you just heard from the North Little Rock Police Department a few moments ago. The North Little Rock Police Department saying that a man had called 911 notifying them that he had just, according to the police spokesperson, excuse me, that a man called 911 to notify the 911 center that he had just shot 2 men and that he is saying that he was fighting the attackers off and shot them. There's still a lot of questions to this. We will continue to follow this breaking news story. Again, if you're just joining us here, we're following this situation in North Little Rock. We're learning of 2 people shot dead at the Arrowhead Estates Apartments. This is right off of Augusta Circle in the 4700 block. We're learning that 2 people have died in a shooting there. North Little Rock police say that a man called 911 to notify them that he was had just shot 2 people and he was in a fight. He was being attacked by these individuals. That's according to the North Little Rock Police Department. Obviously, still a lot more questions that need answering, and there is a full investigation underway in the city of North Little Rock as we learn 2 people have been shot dead. North Little Rock police say it's possibly during an attack. We'll have live coverage coming up on KRK4 News at 4 and Fox 16 News at 5:30.
This has been a special report from Fox 16 and KARK4.